Hey guys, so I'm going to come to you with some dupes. I've had these dupes in my phone for like a little while now. So look, I've been wanting to do them, but I didn't want to put all my dupes all in, like I didn't want to have loads of dupe videos all together. And I think I had done a few and it was kind of like all they're a little bit bunched up. So anyway. So first we have the Wet n Wild Ultimate The Wet n Wild Ultimate Brow Highlighter, which is $3.99, and the Benefit Highbrow. So it's just like an under eyebrow highlighter. You know, like when you cut the brow, like I love doing that. I didn't do it today. As you can see, like my makeup is just pretty standard. I want you to sleep in. Don't judge me. Anyway, so I've got a brow pencil which is like this, but it's not pink colored. My one is more, is it more yellow? It's a little bit more to my skin tone because I don't think the pink would suit me anyway. But I am interested in trying out the brow highlighter by Wet n Wild, of course. It looks interesting. I need to get my brow highlighter pencil out actually. But yeah, from first glance, do I think it's a dupe? Yes. I think that the Wet n Wild one is a little bit more like on the milkshake pink side, and the highbrow is more like baby pink. The highbrow looks like it will probably blend into your skin a little bit better than the Wet n Wild one, but that doesn't mean to say that it's not a good pencil. I don't know whether or not it's a good pencil, but it looks like a dupe from here. Next is the Milani Luminoso blush and the Chanel Jouer Contrast blush. The Milani is $6.99 and the Chanel is $45. I've been wanting the Luminoso for such a long time. I don't know why I haven't gotten it. This used to be like a favorite all over YouTube. I remember so many people being like, oh, Luminoso, Luminoso. And I remember it was people with varying skin tones, which is something that I appreciate. I like universal items, not just blush, but it's like things that literally anyone can use. Do you remember when Fenty came out with, I think it was like a universal lip gloss that literally anyone can use? But stuff like that, that's what I like. But yeah, the Milani Luminoso, I definitely want to get this. It's like a peachy kind of blush, and it looks like it has a shift of gold. And pretty much the same for the Chanel one, but to me the swatch of the Milani one looks a lot better. With the Chanel swatch, it kind of looks like it's settling into her fine lines, so it could just be that both of the models have different texture skin, but the Luminoso is looking gorgeous. Like, I wouldn't even get it off of the fact that it's a dupe for the Chanel one. I'll just get it off of the fact that I just love the way that this looks, period, point blank. Then we have the Maybelline Lash Sensational and the Benefit Roller Lash. So the Benefit Roller Lash is $24. The Lash Sensational is $6.89. It does look like a dupe, although the length of the brush, like the actual brush stems, I don't know, for the Maybelline one is a lot longer than the one on the Benefit Roller Lash. So it looks like you'll grab more of your lashes easier with the Maybelline than you would with the Benefit. But in saying that, you might have better control with the Benefit one because you've got to be a little bit more precise with it. That's just the concept that's going on in my mind. Is this a dupe? Potentially. I'd have to like try it out. But a lot of the time it's like these mascaras, like the actual formula for a lot of them, I just find are the same, and the true test of the mascara is the wand, it's the actual brush head. That's just what I feel, in my opinion. Like, if you feel different, that's fine, but I feel like the shape of the brush is the most important part in the mascara. That's just my opinion. The Sephora Gel Serum Concealer, which is $7 versus the Becca Aqua Luminous Concealer, which is $32. It's such a shame that I don't get Sephora here in the UK. Like, all of you guys who get Sephora in your country, I'm not your friend. But I would have loved to have tried the Sephora one, because Becca is like, that's just crazy. $32, that's a lot of money for a concealer. And then considering that we've got things like Makeup Revolution and stuff, is it really that necessary? I don't know. So the NYX Hydra Touch Oil Primer, which is $13.99 versus the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer Oil, which is $42. I'm not into oil primers. I'm not into oil products, period. I'll prefer to have a silicone-based primer rather than an oil-based primer, you know? It's just my thing. But for people who like glowy looks, and I will do a glowy look at some point because I have written it down that I want to do a glowy makeup look. For those of you who are not into matte faces like I am. But anyway, it's hard for me to say whether or not this is a dupe, but it's definitely something that I would consider getting if I was into oil-based primers, you know? Because hey, 42 bucks versus $13.99. The Luxie Beauty Celestial Highlighter, which is $7.50 versus the Kat Von D Gold School, which is $30. Now straight away the Luxie Beauty one is just like beaming. And the Kat Von D one, even though it's not as bright, this is looking a little bit more glittery to me, but it could just be the picture. I would most definitely be drawn toward the Celestial by Luxie Beauty because that looks like it's got pigment, and that's what I like. That's why I really like my sleek highlighter palettes, because they've got pigment, and I know that when I use them, and I haven't really been using them recently, but when I do use those, oh my gosh, my highlighter is just like beaming. But that Celestial by Luxie, oh my gosh, that is gorgeous. I would love to wear that. The Colourpop I Like You SSS, like use whatever, which is $5 versus the Fenty Beauty Mimosa Sunrise, which is $36. So we're just looking at the orange part of the Fenty one. I like both, but I like the finish of the Colourpop one, especially as it's only $5 as well. But as you can see from this picture, it's like it's an orange, like a sunset orange with a little bit of a red shift. So I can see like this reddy peachy kind of section in there, and the Fenty Beauty one doesn't have that. I definitely prefer the Colourpop one just from the picture, definitely. Do I think it's a dupe? Not quite. I mean, color wise, yeah, but finish wise, nah. The LA Girl HD Pro Setting Finishing Spray, which is $5 versus the MAC Prep and Prime Fix Plus Mattifying Mist, which is $26. I wanted to try this, but then at the same time I was just kind of like, nah, because you can get the Barry M one. Why would you spend all that money on a matte fixing spray? And to be honest, recently I haven't even been using fixing sprays. I've just been like putting on my powder and going. I think it's because it's hot. I know that my face is going to sweat, so do I really need to add extra moisture? I won't really be able to say whether or not these are a dupe because obviously I haven't tried either of these, and it's kind of hard to say whether or not something that you can't swatch and see an example of is a dupe or not. It's very, very difficult to say, but as I would say, like with a couple of other things that have shown up in this video, if I was somebody who was using the MAC spray, I would definitely look at the LA Girl one as a potential replacement, because MAC prices are no joke, I swear to God. Next we have the Fenty Beauty Minted Mojito. So we're looking at the blue one versus the Luxie Beauty Wicked, which is $7.50. Again, that Luxie one is nice. That is nice. I think I need to, you know, have a look at trying to get some Luxie stuff, because gorgeous. It's just so nice. They've got pigment. The Fenty one, not so much. Sorry. The Colourpop Take a Pixie, which is $6.50 versus the Loreal LA Jaybird, which is $16. This to me is a dupe. This is a dupe. Very, very, very close. Both of them are very, very pretty. I can't deny it. And I actually quite like this shade. It's not quite brick red, but it's not quite brown. It's like in between. It's like right in between. Both of them gorgeous. Next, the Morphe Dancing Queen, which is $2.50 versus the Sangria Sunset by Fenty. So we're just looking at the pink section with this one. Do I think that this is a dupe? Yes, the shades are quite similar, but I think the opacity is different on both. I mean, the Morphe one looks like it's a little bit more pigmented. The Fenty one doesn't look like it's all that pigmented. I wouldn't even bother. It looks like the finish is trying to be similar, but they're not quite there. I think it's just the opacity which is making it a little bit different for me. It's a dupe, but it's not 100% there. And again, I think the cheaper option, the Morphe one, is just a better option considering all of those factors. Next we have the Tom Ford Soleil Blanc body oil, which is $100. Oh, where you there, pun? Versus the Body Shop Honey Bronze body oil, which is $13.20. Now it just makes more sense for me. Like, if I was into body oils, bronzing oils, things like that, Body Shop, duh. I've got like a small body oil, and it's alright. I mean, when I used to be into glowy looks, I would use that under my makeup. Like, I'd use that as my primer. But I'm not really into glowy kind of stuff anymore. So, but it's nice to have on the beach. But yeah, Tom, I don't know where you're going with those prices though, fam. And lastly, we have the Maybelline Nude Embrace, which is $7.49, and the KKW Nude One, which is $18. These are a dupe color wise, but finish wise, no. The KKW one seems to be a little bit, it's like a demi matte. It has like the faintest shine versus the Maybelline, which is just completely matte. I think in the tubes they don't look the same at all. They really don't look the same at all. But both are beautiful. And with Kim's lips, I mean, it's gonna look gorgeous on her regardless. Do I think this is a dupe? Like, overall, yes, color wise they are the same. I think depending on finish that you want, that's something that you're gonna decide on, if you're even interested in this, to be fair. But yeah, both of them are nice, and I really like the component for the Maybelline one, considering it's only $7.49. Like the KKW one, it just looks cheap. I'm sorry, it just looks cheap. Anyway, so those were all of the dupes that I had to show you. I'm gonna get some more because like those were everything that I had in my phone that I had collected. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.